And here we are with another episode of Dialogues with Interesting People. Today I'm very happy to have Eleonora, that she's from Rome, and we will ask many things about her, and I'm very happy to have her. Thank you to be here with us. It's a great pleasure. As usual, it is a little introduction, and you say absolutely what you want about you, your background, your passions in life, what you like, what you enjoy, no matter if musical or not musical, exactly as you prefer and as you like.
Okay, so I am Eleonora. I am a student, a law student, and of course, I live in Rome, as you can hear from my accent, and I started singing at the age of 10, and with the Lucia Cossu, and right now I do it as a non-professional singer, actually, and I'm in an ensemble, that's the Evoensemble, and I sing with them as a soprano, as a soprano, but mostly I study law, and I hope to be a lawyer in the future, so it's not my main thing, but I enjoy it very much. So that's what I can say as a little introduction. I don't have anything in mind.
What are your passions in life?
Even
silly things.
I'm a very boring person. I don't have many passions. I just enjoy my studies and my life in general. I don't have really any particular passion that I'm not doing. So I can say studying and singing are just the two things that I enjoy, and I have nothing else.
You don't have a little passion for your dogs?
Oh yeah, of course.
Sorry, I made spoiler.
Yes, of course, I have two dogs. I would say they are little, but they are not. One is a pincher, so it is, and the other is I don't know how it's called in English, but an alano.
It's an alano. I will write in English and the translation.
And I love my dogs. I really love them, and even if they are a bit impegnativi, come si dice?
They are very asking. They're very demanding.
They're very demanding. Yesterday, my little one, because she's 14, but in canon years, she's like 90. She has to do an operation, so I was really scared about that. So that's what I did yesterday.
Is she all right now?
Yes, she's okay. Good with the rock. She's good.
Yeah. So you were telling about the ensemble. For what I've understood, it is contemporary music ensemble.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yes, we do contemporary music, and that wasn't really my field, as you know, because I am a pop singer. So I didn't understand at first what was happening, but I really like the company of those people. I really love the music and the fact that it was really different from what I'm used to hear and what I'm used to sing. And it all started when I was called by Virginia Guidi. That's the main chair of the ensemble. And she told me, we have a work with the Deutsche Academy in Rome. If you want to enjoy it, just to hear what we are doing, and then I choose to participate to the project, and it was really awesome. And it was like maybe I don't remember when it happened. Maybe in the 2017. Like 5 years ago, I can say.
Yeah.
5 years ago. And so I really enjoyed this, and I have the pleasure to work with non so come si dice, direttore.
The conductor.
With the conductor of the Santa Cecilia, so it was a really beautiful thing, and we sang in a church or in other strange spaces, and I loved that, and so I completely changed what I did at the time. So
are you so sure that you changed since that? One thing that I see with Italian singers and Italian environment is that the problem that you have an idea that is very fixed about what you want to do and what musical field is, because I have the impression and I had the experience that you don't have in daily life the experience of how a musical environment in which we simply do is made of, meaning that is much less strict and stiff usually. I mean, people that sometimes you hear doing pop music, they've done at school some classical music just because it happened and there was the orchestra. Exactly, there was this situation, the work, and they happened to be there and they enjoyed to be there. And they discovered that it was something they could fit into, perhaps not for all their life, but it was nice to fit into it, to just be into, or going to church, singing what we sing in church, and in churches we can sing many different things, not in Italy. In Italy it's not usual. And, I have, in all my period in Italy, the thing was that to make students or singers say, okay, try something because it's an environment in which you can just grow into. Don't judge before and don't judge when you just enter. Just stay there. And then you understand that sometimes it's not so different. It's just you do the thing there, but it's not different from my point of view. Perhaps from yours it's not that.
Oh, well, the fact is that I didn't really left what I like, what I grow into as a pop singer. I never really left that, but it wasn't necessary, because in this ensemble everyone has different skills, and that's what really represents us. As you said, it's an environment that's full of people who came from different I would say again field, because we have an opera singer, a beatboxer, we have a jazz singer, we have a pianist even. So we have different people that just meet and enjoy doing music, and that's the thing that I really love, because it's not I wasn't used to. I was alone, I was by myself, or I was just with other pop singer or jazz singer, but I never met something that was completely different and so funny in another way, that I enjoyed this much, and they never asked me to left anything back, and they also highlight the fact that it was a strength that I'm different as they are. So that's the thing.
Yeah, I still think that you found something that was there also in pop singing for me. That is now that it's a way to have an attitude toward. That is just you, it's different, you just stay there, you enjoy, you mix what you want to mix. I mean, you don't have to fit into a box to do.
No, that's what I'm saying, not fitting into a box.
Exactly, but I mean, this also is for me is what pop sing is doing. They don't fit anymore. In Italy, they want them to fit into a very narrow frame. They used to force that as idea, and I've never thought it was correct. To me, it was, you're doing music, you put what you want into. You transform it. You get to what you want. Why? Because it's music.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm very happy that you say those, because to me, it's exactly why we do music, you know. And it's a growing environment that is the pleasure to be there. Have you done many, for what I've seen, you've done many fantastic things around with great pleasure in different places, also Biennale of Venice and places like that. How was it?
That was very funny and stressful. We fight a lot because, as I say, being different people together for a very long period, sometimes it's really hard because we have all different necessities. So it was one of the hardest period and the most beautiful period of my time together. And yeah, I had the pleasure to sing at the Biennale di Venezia, but we didn't won. My bad. No. But that was really cool. We have the opportunity to work with Nicholas Fisherwood. I don't know if you ever hear that, but it's one of the most important one of the member of the not most important, cut it because I can't say that, but I don't know how to say it in English.
Relevant.
Yeah, not relevant because they're all relevant, but it was our teacher in that time because we entered the Biennale College of Music, so we had a teacher, and we had Andreas Fischer, who I changed the name with Nicholas. That's another singer, also contemporary singer, but I always misunderstand mistakes this name. So we were taught by Andrea.
Yes, Andreas. You told us Andreas. Yeah.
Andreas, and that's it. And also by the Simon Pietri, and also, well, we had the pleasure to meet some important people from the contemporary music world, and that was very cool. And now we are working at an opera with Barbieri, and we couldn't did come si dice? La rappresentazione.
The show.
We couldn't do the show because it's mixed opera with an actor who took COVID. That's the period, of course. So we had to do it in May, and in April we have, but we double it because now we have 2 representations.
But
so
that's fantastic.
Yeah, that's fantastic. In the worst time, there's always a light. That's what I learned. So yeah, that's what we are doing in the last 2 years. But they are doing something even without me, because they did something very cool even without me. They did Avi di Lumi, because we are very free as an ensemble. If you can work with them, you work. If you cannot, there's no problem. You work with another project, because we are all workers. We have an archaeologist also, chemistry. So we are really different.
I'm curious about something. What kind of age are you into? Is it a wide or is it a narrow thing?
No, it's okay.
Of the generation. Sorry.
I didn't understand what you said.
Sorry, I repeat. Are you of the same generation, or are you in different kind of ages?
No, we are different kind of ages, because I am 23, 24 in April, and I have some that are my age, another one actually that's my age, and the others that are a little bit older, and another one that's another generation, because it's a little bit older than the older ones. So we have 3 generations.
This is something that came out in some other dialogues as a lack of some musical environment. And I always say that I found very cool when I used to sing to be mixed with different ages, and because it was so fun to find a segment in common with people pretty different, because different generations have different habits, different points of view, and I found it really cool and really fun. Do you find the same thing, or you don't see the difference?
I don't really see the difference. Maybe with the internet platforms, because I have my idea, because I grown with these new apps that are Instagram, TikToks, that I use every day, but some of them don't, because it's not their age, it's not what they are used to. So sometimes we also argue about that, because when you are a group, you need to you need to show yourself, to sell yourself, even online. So some of us are a little bit scared of that, are a little bit scared, but we have the pages, of course, of Instagram and so on, but they're not as, they're not so
comfortable, perhaps.
no, curate.
Oh, so well
Made.
well,
They're not so well made as a page that is made maybe from one of my age, but I have not the abilities to, because I'm a boomer, as you say. So I am 23 and I of course know the word of TikTok and Instagram, but I am mostly a boomer, so I'm not capable of doing that. But we have some people that take care of that, and that's okay. As long as we work, it's good,
Yeah. So now we go with the usual questions that I pose to everybody the same. What is it to be, even if you're amateur, doesn't matter at all, because you do, as you were a professional, with the same kind of passion of accuracy, etc. There has been many stages and many epochs in which amateurs has left a lot of music, and they were on all the levels we can imagine, as usual, because it's not a different, the level is where you do the accuracy, the care you put into, not how much time or if it is your daily job or things like that. What it is to be a musician or a songwriter or an interpreter in this epoch, so plenty of music, because this is quite a change since 70 years ago. We have so much music around and so much stratification of recordings, etc.
I didn't understand the question.
We are surrounded by music all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It can be something of very inspiring. It can be something of overwhelming. It can be something that we take pauses off to, make a sort of fast and access to our desired creative parts, because otherwise we are distracted. Otherwise we can enter completely and use all these archives that we have access to inspire, to study, to just spend time. It is something that in human history was not like that. It was very random, and we are not yet evolved completely to find it perfectly normal. How is it this for you? Do you listen to music all the time? Do you feel that you have to close and to put some headphones, not to have the sounds of around, that even if you don't choose, you have music everywhere? How's it?
Well, I'm the one. It depended from the period of my life, actually, because I think that music is something that can absorb your feelings somehow. So and I always lived it that way. So it's something I use when I can't express myself, by singing. So I do it by singing, writing, and listening to music. So as I live it with that, I also noticed that, of course, music has changed during the years, and right now there's came back to the roots, because we have lots of pop and trap music that took inspiration from the pop singers and pop stars, Italian pop stars of the 90s. But in my opinion, of course, sometimes I don't even listen to music for really long periods, for months, but then I always came back. So that's how I live it. So I don't know if I centered the question. I don't know.
Yeah, you did. No, simply you don't feel the environment, so plenty of music, from what I understand. That was the part of the question that you didn't understand, because probably it's not your reality.
No, I don't feel the environment plenty of music. That's right. That's not what I feel.
So for you, it's not true, the question. I mean, it is not something that you feel you have to manage with. I mean that you don't have to deal with.
No, that's
Exactly.
not how I live it.
Exactly. You just present a different kind of reality. That's cool. And the question was exactly present your reality. Okay, you have a different reality that is not into the question. Fantastic. Okay. So you censor perfectly because simply for you it has no sense. That's great. No, but that's the dialogue. So it's you present your reality because I am into mine. And if you don't present yours, I will not see another side of reality that I don't live into. That's nice. We are opening a window to something that's, for me, it's not what I see, you know. Mm-hmm. So it's nice to say, oh, okay. This other side I know there are other sides of the world, but when you present, I see it. That's a cool thing for me. The second one, and this, when I say voice here, it's a voice in a wide term, meaning the question is, how are you searching for your voice? But voice is not just the technical voice. It's not just the singing or speaking voice. It's everything that you think it's your presence, your view, your signature, your creative process, your life signature or perspective. I mean that.
I am in a very difficult period of my life, so that question is really personal. But right now, I hate my voice. It's something that's kind of hard to understand, I know, and maybe too much philosophical as a concept. But I am also working with that in a therapy, because I have a professionist by my side that's helping me in why I started hating singing and hating writing, because I love to write songs. So I'm not searching for my voice, for my white voice. I'm trying to not hate it, because I thought I found it in a kind of way. I found the need to found it, you know, if it makes sense. But now I started hating it, so I can't really asking the question. I can't really answering the question you made.
Okay. In some sorts, it's what you're doing. It's a quest deeper that comes before, probably. If it is what I'm understanding, but this is human existence, and
yeah,
we have phases, and of course,
I'm a wrong person to this question, you know.
Our collaboration is important, and also this is a wide thing.
Yeah, I think that sometimes it's singing is our body is the instrument. So in order to work with that, we have first to fix that. That's what you taught me. You always said to me, Eleonora, your body is the instrument. You have to do abdominals, you have to do abs, you have to do everything in order to maintain that. But in the moment that my body is not fixed, it's like if I have a guitar but without a chord, it's I can't use it if I don't fix it first. So that's what I'm trying to do right now. Even if I work, and of course I do the things that I have to do, but I'm not truly happy on how they came out. So I really have to work with that.
You know, there is something that Huberman Lab has quite explicited, that it was also my point at the time, even if it was not so clear and explicited, that we fix the body because the body is the way we have to get to the mind. And with the body, we can get to the mind by being very gentle to the mind. Because the body somewhere is the form of our thoughts. And when we give an order into the body, we give a path of research and of discovery of other pattern of expression into the mind. meaning that Huberman, that is a neurologist, says you can't fix the mind with the mind, but you can fix the mind, and you can control the mind and change the mind by the body. So it's not to fix the body, to have a fixed mind. It's to start putting the problem somewhere else, so you are not overwhelmed, and you use the body as a tool of research to discover. But I know that it depends where we arrive, because at a certain point you see that, and you say, okay, you are giving me the tool to be free into my research into the mind, and again, and gets back and to be free into the body. Yeah. But there is a method, simply. It is, how do we do that? There was a cool video that I put on Instagram about, for example, the fact, very often we say we sing with the heart. That somewhere it seems like a meditation thing or chakra things. And I did not realize that our diaphragm is touching the heart. And when we exhale, if you exhale till a certain point, we change the volume of the heart. We are caressing the heart somewhere, if you want. But going through exhale and changing the volume of the heart, the brain will tell the heart that it can slow down. And some sort of relaxation arrives. So if you want to get beyond some anxiety, etc., and when we sing, we go to the exhale, winning on the inhale. And sometimes we think, okay, if I inhale, I calm myself. No, if you inhale, you're telling the brain to go faster in the heart, and so you are not calming yourself. That was the thing of the body. So you use the body to get to something else that is paradoxical. Mm-hmm. It is absolutely in the brain and in the mind, the effect that we want. But again, to me, it was a research thing. What is it hard to you?
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
An organ.
Some told me food. Some told me food, and it's yeah.
So no, I'm not into cannibalism, but to me, it's an organ. How do you say? Yeah, organo.
Non the heart, art.
Heart.
No, arte. Lo so, si assomiglia. Non il cuore,
Art. Okay.
Yeah, but it's the second part.
It's like I thought, who is the genius that told you that a heart is food? I mean, it's great, but.
But if you think heart in English is he, art. Okay. Lui, arte.
Okay.
So you have into yet again.
Okay. Art. So to me, art. I don't know. These are complex questions. It's a form of manifest your inner self. I would say art. It's everything that can manifest your inner self.
Okay. Do you look for what when you look for art, or when you're looking for art? If you look for art, or if you don't need, it's your point.
I don't look for that, and I know that that's wrong, but I don't really look for that. I fell into when I meet it, I fell into that, but I don't search for that for sure. Because you know what, that I choose a life that's really more pragmatic, I would say, as the Roman said. Because I am studying to be a lawyer, and that's a form of art, of course. But that's the one that I'm searching. Because to be a lawyer, you have to be in a kind of way an artist that can distract himself from the articles and the things that you're studying, and to manage all your life. All the lawyers that you will meet in your life are in a kind of way artists, and I learned that because I met some lawyers that cannot do only that. They do cooking, they do painting, they do singing. So that's something I learned. But the thing is that we never search for that, because we it's us something that karma leads to us.
Okay.
And that's what I see. That's my point of view, because we need it that much to escape from our daily work, that somehow it simply leads to us and you don't even understand it. And that's why I see lots of people that are, even cooking to me, it's an art, it's a form of expression. So, and I see lots of lawyers that are the best cooker I have ever met in my life. So and they don't even know that that's a form to escape. They just do it because that makes them feel better, and they appreciate the fact that others appreciate their work. So it's an unconscious way.
Yeah. Since now you are not practicing your songwriting, okay, but it's in general this. Since your songwriting is in a different style of the music you do with the ensemble, how do you place those two kind of approaches or repertoire if they need to be placed? I mean, can we say that is something on the side as a side dish, a second skin, a different layer of you, or what?
I don't know. I don't really. I think that's my main skin, and the ensemble it's the one.
The second one, okay.
Second one.
Yeah.
But never have to place them into different space, because they always push me to do that. So my ensemble, I mean. So no, I wouldn't say that that's a second skin, or that's something that has to be placed in a different spot than the contemporary music. I just think that it's something that I do, and then there is the contemporary music. So my main skin is my music, my composing.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is it to present something of musical or also in the composing perspective in Italian music vibe? If you feel that.
Frustrating. That's just that, frustrating.
Do you want to articulate more to explain us what you intend with?
I don't know. I don't have much to articulate, but you know, it's always something. It was always something too hard for me, because music is always changing and coming back to the origins, but we are not moving from what we know. In Italy, the famous music, the music that came out, it's difficult. That's a music that's different, that has something that's new, and it's always the same. It's always the same thing you can hear in at the beach or in a elevator. You know, it is frustrating to propose something that's somehow it's a bit different, or somehow it's even if you do it too classic in a too classic way, then it's not okay, because it's too normal. So you don't have to be too normal, it doesn't have to be too different from the others, and somehow that doesn't make that's why I say it's frustrating, because you are in the middle. You don't know how to do something that can be appreciated from the public, because they always have something to say. If it's too normal, then it's too normal. If it's too classic, it's too classic. If it's too different, it's too different. If it's once they told me that my music was I participated to a contest, and they told me that my music was a bit too it was beautiful, but it wasn't for that moment of history music, Italian history music. And so I have to came back home. But and that's something that I was thinking, why if my music is good and you enjoyed hearing that, then it wasn't good. But it wasn't good to be published. Why? I couldn't understand.
Just a question. Have you tested because this is what they say, and to place it what they say, because this discourse on this frustrating part has come out with the others Italian. With all the others, it has been, we do something that outside Italy, everywhere, even if they have a different language, a different style, a different way of seeing things, they unanimously say, wow, I want to sign you, I want to collaborate with you, etc. And here we have a constant thing that I think to me, it's a center point of decadence periods in which you point to what something lacks and you don't enjoy what it has. Meaning that you're not into the energy to enjoy something, you're just into the energy of reproducing a nostalgic attitude that is closing. So everything that changes your energy toward a discovery, toward a new approach, toward something that is simply happy life, if we can say, is refused because simply it's provoking an opening reaction that into a decadence moment you don't want to have, and you react quite wildly to that because you feel it's violent, but it's violent since you are closing yourself and you're not interested. But otherwise, one of the tests that I see that sometimes give, how can I say, put in place in perspective is that, as we do with internet now, we publish by ourselves and we put into an environment that is not pretty Italian. Have you tried that or not?
I tried that, but I mostly sing in Italian and in Roman.
Okay.
So, as I write in Roman, it's it's something that is different to lead to other countries, and I would really love to that it can be appreciated in here. But of course, when I sing for people that came from Germany, from America, or from also the Hollanda, Poland, and because I have to deal with those people, they told me that's cool, that's fantastic, that's awesome. You should go and try too, but that's not the point, because I'm singing in. I am a really hard person. I sing in my original idioma. I sing in Roman language, and I want it to be appreciated in my country, because I have to work here, so it makes no sense to me to go outside to spread my music if I want that to be in here. But that's not something that's appreciated by you, I know. But not mine.
You're putting on me something that I've not thought.
Well, that's something that I truly believed in, because I think that I want my music to be here. I want it to be left here because I think that's the idioma that cui appartiene. Non so come si dice.
Yeah, you mean it's something that is into the root and the environment and the origins and truth of your place, and you don't want to be untrue to that.
Yes, but what you said, of course, is true, because as we've seen with Maneskin, that are the exception to the rule, but not so much exception.
They are not the exception; they are the rule.
Not the exception, because but we can see that they became famous where? In other countries more than in Italy. In Italy, of course, they're super famous, but they didn't even know their songs in English. They didn't know nothing, because in order to be famous and in order to be able to sing, they had to go somewhere else. And I'm really happy with them, because I think that they are some of the coolest artists of this time. But in the same time, they cannot just stay in Italy, because that wasn't an environment that was positive to them. they would have been absorbed by our Italian style that, as you said, it's a decadent style. So they would have taken them down. So they choose correctly to go outside in order to explode as a phenomenon.
I have the idea that they're just doing theirs, and theirs is bringing them somewhere else. But at the same time, I mean, when it's that, you choose, and it's your not only responsibility, but it's your truth to choose what you have to choose. And nobody can tell you which one is the truth. I was just asking. I was not telling them a pointer or something that you're wrong, you're right. I was thinking absolutely nothing, because I can't think something about. It's your choice and it's your truth. It is just that sometimes we need some public to have a feedback. And because some public can give us the correct mirror and the echo of what we are truly doing. And sometimes you have the exigence to feel that our truth is a true truth talking to the soul of people. And then we decide to remain explicit in here, in a place, even if it's not the, the most cherishing environment for that, because it has a sense for us to stay there and to say this truth there. I see your point, absolutely. And I can't see till the end because it's your point. So you have to show us till the end, because otherwise we put into you something of us, and to us it's to listen to your point, not to give an interpretation, just to say, to stay open to your point and to let us be brought by you to your point. Sometimes we ask, but asking is not try to explain or to give advice. It's just to open to see where you want to bring us, and asking is try to avoid a misunderstanding. That we know as human beings sometimes we pose into the understanding of things. I hope really that things will move, and I have the impression that things are moving, but they're very slow in Italy and very stubborn. But it's you and the others like you that will make them move, you know.
I'm still working, so on the other hand, even if my music is not popping out, I am still working and doing something that I love with the ensemble and the guys. So yeah, it's somehow I don't know how to say it, but the smallest mechanism of Italy are always moving. Contemporary music, it's always moving, and it's also an advanced music. But you cannot see in a macroscopic way. You have to go into the micro. And in that field, the things are slowly moving faster than how it is in a macro. Can I say it in Italian?
Of course.
Huh?
Of course, yes.
Ok, quello che penso io è che in realtà in Italia, se da una parte è vero che macroscopicamente non si può vedere che la musica o che comunque la mentalità degli italiani si sta muovendo, perché sembra molto statica, dall'altra parte però se uno si impegna e va nel micro può vedere che altri campi come la musica contemporanea e la musica jazz si muovono costantemente. E hanno contatti con l'estero che sono molto importanti e fanno cose che sono molto belle. È solo che ovviamente nessuno dà peso a questi ingranaggi perché sono i più piccoli, però secondo me sono quelli che più di tutti hanno una mentalità brillante e bella.
But this is something that in Italy has always been like that. You have a mass thing that has nothing to do with very effective, high-skilled, happy little islands of production of things that relate to a wider world, and they just have birth into a wider world, even if they are pretty specific Italians. This in Italy has always been like that. And I think that sometimes we don't realize when people talk that the macro level is one level, but it's not the only level of reality. And it's not the only important level of reality. Every micro level is important, is not useless, and is happy, sometimes even if it remains micro, but with connections and activity.
Yeah,
Is it a little bit into, or I'm completely into an older way of seeing that when I say that? No, you say your truth. You have to say, Eleonora, we are here for that.
Yeah, of course.
So do you think how would I say it's an old way or it's still true?
No, can you repeat?
Ok, I say in Italian. Come lo dico io è un modo vecchio di dirlo per la mia età, che è possibilissimo, oppure è esattamente quello di cui hai la percezione pure tu?
No, it's something that it's the second one.
Okay. So this is something that it remains in the time. You have the same perception. Okay.
Yeah.
A positive and a negative of the musical vibe, and since with the ensemble you get into different part of Italy, of Rome and of Italy.
We, even if we work in Rome, we never experienced the Roman contemporary music because we had to work with the Deutsche Academy. So I would say that was my. So I would say that Roma, it's a negative experience to me because it is too static. While Venice or even the I would say the Deutsche Academy as something that's not into Rome. It's something that's positive, but I don't like this question because I think that my experience is not too wide to say that something positive and negative. So no, just forget about what I say because I don't like this question at all. I think that there are always two faces of the medal. So I saw just one. I cannot say something about that. I prefer to just abstain to that question.
Okay, absolutely. Thank you very much. If you want, that we find in the comments something to relate to your music and your activity, the page of the ensemble, what you want. And it was a great pleasure. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure and a honor, and we're very grateful. Thank you, Eleonora.
Ciao, ciao.
Pleasure and a honor, and we're very grateful. Thank you, Eleonora.
Ciao, ciao.
Time upon a time, and a time upon a